oath to make the world a better place. And an innocent snake needs our help.
Here we go. Judy!
Big!
We need out of here. Hey, Flash, 100-yard dash. We need to get across town.
No problem.
Come on.
That was a clip from Zootopia 2. Joining us now to talk more about the movies of the week is Chris Bumbray, film critic and managing editor at Joblo.com. Morning, Chris.
Hey, good morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm excellent. You know what, Chris? My kids are super excited. My boys love the first Zootopia, the sloth scene. I don't want to give too much away or have too many spoilers, but it's the new buddy cop animated film, also the sequel to the first successful kids movie. Now, this grossed almost $1 billion when the first one came out back in 2016. What do we make of the second one? Should they left it alone, or is the second one okay?
I think, like you said, I think it's okay. You know, my issue is that I always found that Disney never did a great job with sequels. I think that they come up with these amazing original premises like they had for Zootopia. And I think what made the original Zootopia so great was that, you know, they really were kind of saying something about the differences between classes, the differences between, you know, all cultures. You know, there was something to chew on in that movie, which is why I think adults liked it just as much as kids did. And I feel like Disney in recent years, you know, they've had a bit of controversy, you know, where people have said that their movies were too PC or whatever, and they've toned down a lot of their films. And I think that Zootopia 2 kind of suffers from that because it's very safe. It's very much a replay of the first movie, but with all that kind of social commentary removed. That said, I think kids are still going to love it. I saw it at a packed screening the other day, and the kids were going crazy. They were all dressed up, wearing fox ears, you know, and it's very colorful. It's very likable. You got to love the sloths. Not enough sloth, actually, I found in this movie. And, you know, I mean, you know, your kids are going to like it. You'll probably be fine with it, but I think that, you know, adults, parents will think that it's missing a certain something from the first Zootopia. But again, it doesn't really matter if the kids love it.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It does, I think, matters to a certain point, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a little bit disappointing maybe if it misses that. Your rating for Zootopia 2?
I give it a 3 out of 5, and I have to say it's making a lot of money, and theater owners definitely need a hit, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, they certainly do. Now, Wicked has certainly helped with that, but this certainly, again, will be more helpful. Next, we have Hamnet. This is a spin on the story behind the writing of one of William Shakespeare's greatest plays. An interesting one. Talk about this one.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So Hamnet and basically Hamlet apparently were actually the same name in 16th century England. And, well, it's kind of about William and Agnes Shakespeare, played by Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley, and the death of their young son Hamnet, and how that inspired William Shakespeare to write Hamlet. It's more than that, though. It's really kind of a meditation on grief. I think that Paul Mescal and especially Jessie Buckley delivered 2 of the performances of the year. It's one of the saddest films that you're likely to see. But what's cool about it is that Chloe Zhao, the director, really doesn't film it like other directors film period movies. She really makes you feel almost like you're there with them. She doesn't use artificial lighting. It's mostly natural light. And they have a scene at the end of the movie where they stage Hamlet, and you actually see how people probably watched plays back in the 16th century, standing room only. And I thought that was amazing. I'd never seen Shakespeare depicted that way before. So a great movie.
Yeah, I was looking at the trailer. You're right. Like, I get super intimate vibes from this, too, which is interesting. And you have a pretty good rating for it.
Oh, yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5. And I think this one will be remembered at Oscar time this year, for sure, especially for Jessie Buckley. I think she's kind of a lock for Best Actress.
Okay, well, we'll lock that one away, and I'm going to hold you to that here when we get to Oscar time. No, I'm just kidding. Lastly,
we'll put some money on it.
Yeah, exactly. Lastly, we have Train Dreams. This is, again, fascinating one. Follows a logger who helps build railroads at the turn of the 20th century. How was this film?
I thought this was superb. This is probably one of my favorite movies of the year. Joel Edgerton, like you said, he plays a logger who kind of suffers from a series of tragedies in the early 20th century, but it's really kind of, you know, one man's place in the world, right? Like, again, kind of like Hamnet in some ways, very intimate. The sound design in the film is incredible. And the interesting thing about this one is that it's actually streaming on Netflix, so you don't even have to go to the theater to see it. It's a wonderful film, well acted. William H. Macy also has a really good role in the film, and the scenery and the design of the film is just unbelievable. It was all shot in, like, I think North Carolina, and I thought this was a wonderful film. It's a little slow. It's not for everybody, but if you kind of surrender to it, I think you'll find it to be one of the best movies of the year and very rewarding.
And you've got another big rating for this one, too. Here you go.
4.5 out of 5. Really, this is going to be on my top 10 of the year for sure. Maybe at the top of the list. Pretty close anyway.
Again, we're going to have to revisit a couple of these, but good stuff. Chris Bumbray, film critic and managing editor at JoBlo.com. Thanks, Chris, for this. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Matt. Thank you very much.